Hello and welcome back to another review video this time. I know you are anxious to see part 4, the finale of the Mackie 202 Fulgore from Italy in 1/32 scale. And I am working on it, okay? You saw the pictures on my post or on Instagram, it's done. I haven't abandoned it, it's done, it's just editing that needs to be done. Okay. But this is going to be about, you probably guessed from the title, this guy here, this big fella. Yeah. This is the Junkers JU87 G1/G2 Stuka from Border Models in 1/35 scale. Now, the reason why I picked this, because winter is coming, as you know. It's the start of November, it's getting cold, so we need something wintry themed. And I know this is not wintry themed, but there is something else I want to show you which is really close to my heart. And it's this little fella right here. When I was a kid, I should say teenager, and I was still building models, this was one of the ones which I was the most proud of. I made this in this camo scheme right here. Now I know that this is like, yeah, this is like the G1 variant or the D3 variant. It's all wrong. The canopy, the one gun, the one rear gun and everything is just wrong. It's not authentic, as one might say, but again, when you're a teenage boy and you are not thinking about girls and building planes, or you are thinking about girls whilst you're building planes, you know how it is, or how it was. And you don't really care, right, about these formalities. You just care about the big guns or the bombs in this instance. Anyway, so ever since I bought that border model plane, I was always thinking about doing the Stuka again in this kind of pattern. This or similar. Now I know this is D3, the Immelmann one from the Russian front. I know it's not the G1 or G2, but again, formalities. I don't really care about those sometimes, to be honest. And I would really love to have a Stuka again. It's something like this. And how cool it would be to have a big gun Stuka in this camo. So that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my winter theme. Now, but this kit, it's quite old, but I bought this from eBay when I got back into the hobby a couple of years back, to build it again in the same camo scheme. And I started to do it, but I haven't worked too much on it. The only thing that I did is to clean up the fuselage insides, because I bought some extra resin set for the cockpit. And other than that, I really didn't do too much to it. So it's pretty much in the same shape as you would get in the box. But man, just by looking at it, it really brings back memories, doesn't it? All the home roll paints, all that peculiar smell of the enamel paint. Yeah, it was good fun. And I can remember that I was really anxious when I tried to make this camo. And yeah, what I did, that I painted it white, and then I drew on the white surface these green outlines, these squiggly lines. And well, as far as my memory serves me, it was okay. It wasn't perfect or good. Like, I didn't do any panel lines or like any pre-shade or post-shade or like anything that we do nowadays. And I didn't even have the tools back then for something more grandiose. And I didn't have the knowledge because I didn't have any internet or like any books for that matter, and I didn't even have any friends or like anyone else I knew who was into the hobby, so I was pretty much alone. So I did to my best of my abilities and the tools I had, and it still turned out great, and I was very happy with the result, and I was very proud of myself when I did it. So maybe it's a bit of reminiscing, but I want to relive this experience with that big Stuka that I just showed you. So anyway, let's not delve in the past, let's look forward to the future. And this one, I don't know if I'm ever going to build it. Maybe it will just stay in my stash as a part of my childhood. Okay, that's it. Before I get too sentimental for you guys, let's get back to the big one. Again, border models. This was the second plane that they came out with in 1/35 scale. The other one, of course, is the BF109, which I have as well in the stash. And I was thinking whether to do this or the BF109, and I just wanted to do something else than a fighter plane, and what would be better than the Stuka while staying in the Axis, as I've been building 2 Italian planes for the last couple of months, so I was thinking that staying in the Axis would be a wise choice. Anyway, let's get into it. And here we have the instructions, nice big sheet of decals. And the thing is, I think this one also has the instrument panels provided for the BF109 because they forgot to print them when that came out. So don't be surprised if you have this in there and you don't know what it is. That's for the BF109 apparently. I think that's the BF109 and this is for the Stuka, but one of them is for the other and not for this kit. And then we have big clear parts. I can already feel the anxiety kicking in just by seeing all these small windows I need to cover up. And then we have a small amount of sprues with, I think these are going to be all the struts or whatever you would call them for the ailerons. These small pieces. Anyway, let's have a look. So that's one, and there is the big guy itself, the fuselage, and the engine cowling. And then we have another set of sprues which has the big guns and the landing wheels gear. And then we also have the cockpit walls and the wing root, bottom wing root. Okay, another set. Man, a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and this has the engine as well. Engine, exhausts, which are again, I can see that they're slide molded, so that's awesome. The propeller blades. Good. And now the wings. And let's get them out. Huge, massive wings. Wow, they look amazing. I can already tell they look fantastic. And a nice sturdy box. Always love me boxes being sturdy. Let's have a look at the instructions first. Oh, oops, something just fell off. Never mind. But first, mine came with this small figure of Mr. Rudel. Is it Heinz Rudel or Eric Rudel? I don't know. don't really care that much. Anyway, oh, there is some damage on my instruction booklet. Interesting. Doesn't matter. So first we have what we have in the box. Yeah, PE sheets. I forgot to tell you that we have PE sheets probably next to the yeah, there they are, but we are going to have a look. And then let's see what we have here. Let's do a close-up quickly. And then we have stage 1, assemble the engine. Stage 2, firewall, radiator, or that's rather the intake, isn't it? Because it goes in there. Yeah, it's probably the intake. And then putting the engine in place. Now the thing is that I am not going to be too fussed about the engine this time. I am more interested in the camouflage than the engine itself, so I think the whole engine block is going to be closed up, and if I'm going to paint it, it is going to be very, very rudimentary. As I said, my emphasis is not on the engine. If you want to see a good engine build, it's probably not going to be this one. Anyway, let's carry on. So here you put in, well, put the engine cowling around the engine and the exhausts, and then you go on. Yeah, yes, I've heard that the border models really missed the mark on the seat belts, and I can already see that even the instructions is just like 2 rods as seat belts. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to care too much about that. Probably I will try to do something actually about the seat belts, like maybe do it out of some masking tape, as most of the people do. And then you have the whole assembly of the cockpit with the gunner seat and everything, and then the cockpit walls, and then closing everything up in the fuselage. Some drilling with big question marks, whether you need it or not, I don't know. And then the underside of the wings. Now these are the radiators, and we have some PE sheets for them. This is good. And then you have, I think this is where the pilot can look down underneath the plane, finding the target. That's quite cool that they have that done nicely. And then we go on here. Yeah. Oh, these are the 2 optionals. So it's like the G1 wing or the G2. So it's pretty much the same stuff. It's just that the G2 wing is a bit bigger for more stability. And then you have optional parts here as well. Oh, you have canopy side windows. That is cool. And then an internal frame for the canopy. Oh my god. Okay, that is going to be an extra level of hurt, I can already tell. And then you have the rear gunners, machine guns, and then you have the horizontal stabilizer, I guess, with the elevators. Okay, yeah, that goes in. Then the whole plane is getting assembled. I think it's fairly understandable. Oh wait, no, this is okay. So this is going to be for the Stuka. This is the Stuka's instrument panel. So what I first thought is it is the BF109. That's in fact the Stuka. So I think the other ones are for the BF109. Anyway, we will get to it. That's fine. And then we have the big guns. Yeah, those look really nice. A lot of detail on them. Well, according to the instruments. Instruments, what am I talking about? According to the instruction sheets. And then we have the landing wheels. Luckily, the Stuka doesn't have it to be retractable, so whether or not Border Model likes to make it easy to build the plane in flight, it doesn't matter with the Stuka. And then you have the final assembly here with the landing gear and the guns put on. And then you have the cockpit. Sorry, the canopy. Anything else interesting? No, I think that's all. Great. And then we have the paint schemes. As I said, I don't really care about these. There is some interesting mishap going on. I did read about this, whether the Stuka was fitted with the 1000 kilogram. It's like 500 kilogram or 1000. Anyway, with a big bomb and the two cannons, but apparently it never was, because the cannons themselves are so big and heavy that the Stuka couldn't handle bombs and cannons on the same time. This is the other marking. Yeah, this is almost like the previous one, so I don't really care about these. You already know what I'm going to do. Let's get into the plastic then. First off, let's have a look. Sorry, let's have a look at the that's so satisfying to open the bag up. Let's have a look at the wings. You can already say that it looks it looks much better than the Mackie. And close up, you can already see that there is a lot of detail on there. Look at all those rivets. It's chock full. It's chock full with rivets. I am a bit anxious because of it, because I don't want to lose any of this detail by putting too much paint on it. And then that's going to be a lot of layers of paint I'm going to work with. So it's going to be, well, primered, and the two greens, and then the white, and then sealing everything in. Oh my god, I am hoping that I will be able to retain most of it. So you have, I think, yeah, these are the no, this is, yeah, so this is the top part all the way. This is the bottom part, and wow, just wow, they did a phenomenal job on it. It's chock full with detail. I love it. I already love it. Let's have a look at another one. This is going to be the engine. And let's cut it open. Oh, it's always good to cut open for the first time. And then here we have, these are part of the props. This is going to be, I think, the intake, the filter, engine block, and a nice sharp crisp detail. It's like, and then you have the exhausts, which are, just trying to show it to you, slide molded try to, yeah, if I put my finger over there, it might focus on it a bit better. Yeah, so slide molded, that's good. And then more engine parts all the way. Intake part, yeah. And then the struts that hold the engine in place. I can already tell that it is much better detail than detail rewind, and just by comparison, because yeah, the memory is still fresh with detail rewind. I can already tell that there are no ejector pin marks, none. It's sharp, it's clean, nothing to worry about. Whilst the Mackie one, it was full with ejector pin marks. Here you can see that the ejections happen at the ends of the points where the part connects to the sprue. So there are no ejection marks here. You have some here, for example, but that's the inside of the props, which you're never going to see. The rest, yeah, it's just good. Let's see the cone. Yeah, looking great. And off to the next one. This is going to be the bottom part of the wing root and the cockpit parts. So let's go. Here is the bottom part of the fuselage and the wing roots. That's again sharp, so sharp that it could cut my finger. Like, look at this. Wow. Can I go in more? Yeah, let's go in more. Look at those rivet details. Oh man. Looks really nice. Now, horizontal stabilizer, elevator, again, detail galore. Other one, yeah. And then you have the firewall. That is nice and crisp. And then I think this is the thing which is where the rear gunner is. Yes, I will be honest with you, I don't know what this is. Is it a light or something? I really don't know. So if you know it, then please leave the answer in the comments then. Well, don't leave, you know, stay and watch the video. Leave the answer in the comments if you know what this thing is. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, the insides of the cockpit. Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And then more cockpit detail all the way, all the small parts, and they are looking really good. I don't see any kind of flash, any kind of sink marks or anything. Oh, and again, let's see if the cockpit wall has any kind of ejection pin marks inside as the Mackie did. Look, nothing. How did they do it? How on earth was able border models to do that? Well, my friends, they managed to do it because they were doing it upside down. All the ejection pin marks are on the other side of the cockpit wall. Who would have known that with this witchcraft you can create something that is nice and clean? Man, These people at Border Models are crazy. Let's stop ripping on Italy for a moment, but just for a moment, okay? And then we have this one here. Yeah, that's the radio, I think. Yeah, really good. Oh my god. And then even the rear guns are surprise. Oh wait, I try to. They are slide molded. Again, I will try to make it focus for you guys. Come on. Just a bit of focus for me, okay? Please. Oh yeah, there we go. I hope you can see. There is some, well, not all the way, but there is some holes in there. Yeah. Amazing detail. Next one. It's going to be the fuselage. Let's open her up again. There we go. And let's continue. What do we have here? Yeah, we have the rudder. Sorry, the vertical stabilizer. Again, all the detail. Oh, and these. I can feel the rivets even through the glove. The bottom rivets are protruding. So this is raised rivet detail. I don't know how authentic that is, but I am already loving it. Yeah, the sides are good, and these are here. There is one line of rivets which is raised, and then the rest is flush, recessed. Yeah, all the way. Wow, that is crazy. And then here we have the engine cowling. Again, it is sharp. And then we go all the way. Look at this. Wow. I really can't stop praising this one. This is how it should be, folks. This is how it should be. And then you have the ailerons. I think some of them are going to be the flaps as well. Yeah. And even these have raised rivet detail. I can feel it as I run my fingers through on the surface, across the surface, to be exact in English. And then this is the last big one, which is going to be the, so you can see the wheels and the guns and the bomb. The bomb that we are not going to use. Okay, so the landing gear. Nice. And then you have the wheels. Stunning. Well, now some of you might say, "Oh, it doesn't have the markings, the brand markings and stuff like that." It's still okay. I know, it could be better, but it's still better what I did before, or what I had to work with before. Then the rear one, the radiators, sharp. Then you have the bomb that you're not going to use, but it's going to be a nice extra detail for something else in the future, I guess. And then you have the gun barrels. Look at it. And again, slide molded. Let's try to, yeah. And I can say that it's quite deep. I think it's deep enough not to notice that it doesn't go all the way through. And it's one single piece, so there aren't going to be any seam lines or anything. And in fact, I can't see any of it. But let's, yeah, sorry, I've got out of focus here. Come on, focus, okay. I can't see any, and I think you won't be able to see any either here. Okay, and then the gunpowder pods, the housing, yeah, that is again sharp. And then you have some parts of the insides of the gun, so the mechanism itself. I don't know if you could actually build it without the cover on, so like maybe building it whilst it was fitted with the guns, or like when it was maintained by the engineers or something. So yeah, you have room for playing around with it, you know, let your imagination do its thing. Okay, the other gun, yeah, it's just good. And then the last one before we move on to the clear parts, and this is just a small one with like all the different types of struts and rods and whatnot, yeah, for the ailerons, for the elevators, and so on. Yeah, good. This is the bomb release bracket, which you're not going to need in this case. I think this is going to be the radio mast. This is probably the pitot tube, and these are the wing mounted guns, which were taken out from the G1, G2, and they just had these covers instead on the wing. So those are here as well. Okay, and let's have a look at the clear ones now. These are big. And they look magnificent. I don't see any kind of distortion whatsoever on my finger. Yeah, and the rivet detail is there as well. And then other clear parts, I think for the targeting viewport between the pilot's legs and other shenanigans, yeah. And then we have the rest of the canopy here, the front, the back part, and I can see you have two different versions for that as well. Yeah, sorry about the out of focus thing. Yeah, there we go. Just look at it, looks really nice. And then another set. So there are a lot of options with this. Okay, let's zoom out because we are just going to have a quick look at the rest, which is the PE sheets, which is quite a small amount, which I'm quite happy about because, man, I had enough PE for a while now. And let's have a look. That is as good as PE can get. Yep, there we go. And now let's have a look at the nice decals. Yeah, I think, okay, so this is going to be for the BF109, but I don't know why they gave us 4 here, or maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. Now we can see stencil data here, and that is very good. You can clearly read everything. And then a few markings. Yeah, swastika for the for the tail. Well, they didn't provide ones which are like missing the middle, so that yeah, for people who don't want to put it in necessarily. So yeah, others usually provide like the swastika in like 2 or 3 parts that you have to align if you want to have it full. And then the rest of the markings. I can see that this is like it doesn't have that kind of sheen that the others do. It's quite like a satin finish. But you can see that there is not much carrier film, so that's good. It's like very, very right on the edge of the decal, so that's quite good. But this satin finish, well, I usually cover my planes in satin varnish, so the two together should be okay, and hopefully the decals will blend in more. Of course, I am not going to use any of these yellow markings and lines. Wherever I can, I will use paint instead of these. But other than that, it is okay. So there you have it. This is the border models Stuka G1, G2 in 1/35 scale. So that's about it, and well, winter is coming, and whilst it's coming, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you have anything to say. If you already built it, let me know in the comment section. I do want to hear your take on this big bird and how the build was. Yep. See you on the next one, which is hopefully going to be part 4 of the Mackie 202. Bye bye.